everybody, welcome back to Champ & Sons, and we are starting a brand new Cities Skylines series here in Cities Skylines 2. I played the original Cities Skylines, I really enjoyed it, but by the time I got into that one, it was completely modded out, so there's a lot of different things that we could do with it, but I just never really made a series on it. This one just came out here pretty recently, about a week ago, I figure, and so we are going to be doing a Cities Skylines 2 series here, getting our new place started in this episode. And if you can't tell by what's selected, I am going to be going with a mountain village. It says theme European. I'm not doing European stuff. Everything is going to be North American unless I forget to change that setting on all the residential and all that fun stuff. But I will change that over. But the reason one, I kind of like the territory starting out the way the first little block that you provided with. And there's a good amount of resources around as far as fertile land, obviously ton of trees, plenty of ore coming off as you get out closer to the mountains. And then we also got a good amount of oil as well. And also the connections that we have to the outside world, both having it be highway, train, and air. Now I know there's no ship connections. That's okay. I can deal with that. We will live, even if we don't have any ship connections, right? So we are going to go ahead and jump into building our brand new Mount Antelope Hills. I'm going to change that North Antelope Hills. Hell nah. Not Antelope Hills. Averagtonville. Now, me being from Texas, legit, there could easily be a city named Averagtonville. That would not surprise me. So I do think that's a possibility, and so it's semi-realistic to a point. So we are going Averagtonville. This is going to be our city. So let's go ahead and jump into this one real quick. We'll kind of get some of the planning going, and then let me hit pause real quick. Then once we get this kind of mapped out a little bit better as far as where we're going to put our residential areas, our industry, and so forth, I think we'll have a pretty good feel on it. Now, I mentioned how I like this thing starting out, and I do think this is a pretty good area to kind of send in the first roadway. I don't think I'm definitely not going to have it be a 4-lane going in. This is probably going to be a road right through the middle of this section. We will continue a 4-lane road going out this way. Let me just go ahead and do that while we're at it. Get that crap out of there. Alright, 4-lane road. Get all that stuff snapped on. I'm going to try to keep it as level or at 90 degrees as possible for this part for now at least. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this over. Now in reality this does leave some space. Obviously industry is going to be on the outside over here, and coming off this way. Probably going to put a 2-lane road coming off this way from the little roundabout there, and basically let this whole side start out as industry. Then once we do spread the city out, we'll probably look to move that somewhere else. Kind of depends. I believe I've looked before at this map and done some testing around in this game, and you have a lot of fertile land off that way, but we also got plenty going over in that direction as well. So we've got a lot of different types of areas to play with, so that's how we're going to kind of do it. And this is basically going to act as kind of a loop around the city, or at least this little neighborhood portion. We might, let's see, I know we got connections right over there, and it goes out as far that way, and here's our train track. But coming this way off in this direction, I might turn this into a highway. I'm not sure. We'll kind of see what we can do with that later on once the time comes and we get big enough, right? So first I'm going to put, let's just face facts, we are not quite at a big enough city to need a highway at this point. So we're going to put a little 2-lane road coming off this way, and I'm going to bring it out over here as well, 90 degrees. Just knowing I'm probably going to put a power plant in this direction, if not over here some. There will be industry going this way. Like I said, this is probably going to be a whole industrial corridor. So we'll kind of see how it goes and kind of play it out some. I know I'm going to have to come up here. And we're going to bring it right back down to extend down this way. And that actually provides us with a pretty decent grid. And I don't mind having little blank spaces in between. That's not the worst thing in the world. But we'll kind of add on to the grid going this direction here and then spreading it out this way as well. So it should be a pretty interesting setup. Now, first things first we got to do, right? The easiest thing is going to be water. So let's go ahead and take a look at our water import. Now, there's no groundwater that we can see, at least right around here at the time. And I'm not able to see my natural resources yet because I don't think we get that till level 3. But we can see the direction that the water's flowing in, so we know, hey, let's make sure to put our water intake probably right around here. And let's get that water pipe connected right up to it. Boom. Alright, so we got connections going there. Now then, the outflow, I'll get that sewage done here in a minute. First, let's go ahead and I could just, ooh, there is water underneath there. That's geothermal. I don't have that yet. Let's see, yeah, right there is where it's at. I don't have that yet, and probably not going to, just by the looks of where it's at and where we kind of are going to end up building our initial portion of the city. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I am probably going to come back over this direction and put our power plant here. The wind is blowing all the air pretty much going back towards the train track, so not going to have a whole lot of residential stuff over there in between it, so that should kind of help us out in that realm. Now then, let me just connect it. I'm going to go with these heavy ones. Page down. Underground. Here we go. Boom. Connected to the outside world. I know I've heard people say don't do that, just for the simple fact that, hey, you know, what you might end up doing is you don't want to sell it all off too quickly. But you know what? So be it. It is what it is. I ain't gonna stress about it. You know what I mean? All right. Now I know we're gonna bring this road out over this way. I am gonna stop it about that far. And actually, I think I do have road that can squeeze up underneath there. So that has definite potential. And actually, I'm going to go to my free curve road and run it right up to that one. Oh, it did not take it. Oh my goodness. Alright. Why are you doing this to me? Complex curve. Continuous curve. There we go. Alright, continuous curve and run it right there. Alright, now we've got that golden. Now just go back to the regular straight lane and connect that on down. Alright, that part's done finally. And I'm probably at some point going to continue this road along this little coastline right there. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put our sewage outflow station. The water's all headed that way. We're going to start it off right here, being in the far corner that we can. And then just run those pipes straight up and boom, connected. Alright, so we do have our power set up. We've got water intake and sewage outflow going, connected. So let's go ahead and get our little grid started right about here. I do think now there's contours in the land and you can kind of see where it's at. I'm not going to play around with those too much, mainly just because I don't mind there being little hills. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? I don't want it coming off this major roundabout right there, that major road, be so close in. So I am going to probably put it about here just to leave some space. And then we are going to go 112 meters up just to mark out that spot. Boom. I know they have the grid tool. I don't really like using that. I've gotten too many things get thrown off by it, and yeah, it's just not. I think it's a good concept, good idea to start. It just didn't really get executed all that well. So I'm not really going to be one to do that much. Now I'm going to do the same thing coming over this way. 112, boom. Now we know where that's going to be at. 112. And let's see. So yeah, we're going to just kind of run this on down. Now, city services, so there's a couple different ways to think about this. One, we are going to have spaces not only for, our residential, but we also got to have spaces for city services, right? And all those city services can include schools and so forth. Schools, police stations, fire stations, doctor's offices, what have you. And in reality, I don't want a lot of that stuff to be stationed right off that main road. So as we kind of build through here, we are going to look to see maybe we want to reserve a couple of these blocks if we can for some of the city services, right? And I hate how that does it, but nothing's ever perfect in this world, so I'm not going to stress out about it not being perfect. And it's this whole little section right there that's a little goofy. Oh well. Alright, so now we got the first little residential grid, and trust me, this is probably going to come out this way, especially as we get stuff. People who have played, that I'm not going to worry about having a perfect grid on this one. But, the cemetery is just freaking massive. And so, it's one of those things that, man, it's like, yeah, I guess I can worry about putting it there. I don't really want to, but I need to make sure to have space for it is the only thing. Now these are going to be kind of some smaller ones. I know we could say, oh, well, we're not fulfilling our obligation, or that's not perfect sizing on that. I know it's not perfect. I don't need it to be perfect for the industrial side, right? You just don't. I mean, it would be nice, like, the OCD part of me says, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and make it the full 112. No, that's 124. Oh my god. Oh well. It says go ahead and do that. We're going to get that to start. That'll leave me with some industry capabilities here, and as we expand out, I got this road coming down here. Once again, we can change these roads over, be it highway, whatever we need to be, especially going down the coastline, right? Possibly zone some of this stuff as commercial. Who knows? We'll kind of have to see how that plays out. But I'm going to go ahead and get into doing some of this zoning work. And I'm probably going to speed this footage up. Actually, you know what? No, we can all be on while we get the zoning done. What the hell, folks? Let's all do this together. This is a time for us to be together doing some zoning work. Boom. Alright, let's go residential. Where's my low density? I'm going to put some of these commercial blocks right here in between. 4x4 was always a good size for commercial when it came to City Skylines. So I'm kind of just taking that theory with it into City Skylines too. I like putting these little blocks kind of right in the middle of stuff. It just kind of breaks things up some. And that's just what I like to do. Just break stuff up a little bit. May not be the best way to do things, but it's my way to do things. And we have it there for later when we need it. Low density shooting up right now, which is to be expected. So let's go ahead and fill some of that stuff in. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, crap. No, let me go and get my Hang back out. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay. Just had to make sure that was taken care of. Still a lot more. Alright. That's getting under control. Woo, cut down a lot of our money. I do like this number 2 here, that they started you out with a lot more money than what you got starting out in City Skylines 1. That was just, before it kind of just really hampered what you could do. But here they gave you a pretty good chunk of change to start out with. So take a look at everything we have going, and it kind of works out for us to have that much, as these houses are starting to pop up. We got houses and some stores. What are we going to be having here? Bev Pop. Ah, good old Bev Pop. Who knew? 2115 73 Umber Street. Yeah. So one of my other thoughts of looking at zoning right here, so this is one of the main roads, and in reality this is probably going to turn into a highway at some point. So normally it's a tough call. If I wind the highway around the edge, I can keep this as just kind of a major thoroughfare and put primarily a lot of commercial zoning up in here. But we're gonna have to see how that shapes out with the need. Now we do have a bunch of other land over here, so as we get into putting things in like schools and education, we'll definitely have to spread out. But this area, I want to keep this middle section clear for the most part. That's going to be the main goal in the end, is keep that part clear as we go. And look at that. Our commercial has started going up, but these spaces ain't even built yet. First, get the dang things built up, and then tell me if commercial is still all that necessary. God. Now, in fact, one thing I know we're going to have to do anyways, I might as well just come on out here. 112. Get me to the end. And over. And you can already see a little bit some of the terrain looks on the roads. Once again, I don't mind that. I'll say this: my parents live in a neighborhood called Great Hills. Okay, there are literally houses built into mountainsides that look similar to, not similar to what you see, but in City Skylines, but in the idea of how it's built in City Skylines. With it's built in, it gets the flat plot, massive freaking foundation, and it's stuck into the side. It's not all that horrible. Does it look all that great? I'm not too sure about that, but it definitely is not all that horrible. Now we're going to go ahead and give us some more low density coming out and around over here. I think I'm going to put another little commercial block. Ooh, that's 5 out. Yeah, let me just... There we go, 4. Damn, I went 5 on that other one, didn't I? Ah, that pains me to see. 2, 3, 4. There we go. And that. So, now all I gotta do is take my low density and squeeze that in. And so commercial's taken care of, low density. We're about to get that first milestone, which is generally pretty easy to reach. Here in the game, 731 out of 750 XP needed. And I'm not really sure what we're going to look at with the point. I know we're going to need something as far as development. I may just wait until we reach the next milestone and we have multiple development points available, just to kind of see where our city is kind of going from here. And this is not zoned at all. Well, you're zoned now. Fitting in 2 streets. Okay. And here we go. Oh, there we go. We reached our first little milestone. Tiny village. Yeah, we got 15 people in here. We are a very tiny village. You could say that again. We do actually have loan capability. The way you progress and get money with each one of these, I guess, milestones reached, you shouldn't really have to find yourself taking a loan limit. Let's see, map tiles. We got 3 map tiles available. We get a city budget, medium density housing, big roads. Ooh, we do get health care, death care, and garbage. Those are going to be 2, or really 3 important things. And so while we do that, let's go ahead and one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this road right here back to the main road. Not that it's absolutely necessary, but you need to have more than just one direction. That's going to cause that to just completely blow up on us at some point. And leaving this center section open and undeveloped right now, this is going to be one of those reasons. I don't want my medical facility to be off this main road. In reality, it wouldn't. Now, I might put it right here. It does seem to be a pretty good fit, but that's just not the image you want to have going into a new little residential neighborhood. Is here's a hospital, go enjoy the people, right? I can put it at the back. That might be a better place. It still serves everything pretty functionally back here, which is what I am going to do. Now then, the cemetery. Look at how massive this thing is. I could put that right across from the hospital. That way when your family member craps out, you can just walk straight across the street and be done with it. Get it all out in one fell swoop. No, I'm not going to do that. We are going to swing it out wide, though. And I think right here, it covers those 2 middle streets pretty well. People are going to love this. Just watch that go down. So we got that going down. We got the XP from it. And it actually provides a pretty basic way to build out and around this thing. In fact, let me just come this way. Come this way. Now I know kind of where to go. Boom. Straight down and in. That's connected. Now, a part of me says, make a little block right here. And that actually doesn't look too bad. Oh, I want to connect that up. Like, what am I doing? I haven't ever done that before in this game. The times I've tested it, I like to kind of keep an open area right there. But this actually works out pretty well. And if I just go to there, let me delete that one portion because I don't want to have that connection right there. Although actually, yeah, I know one of the things I'm going to get is going to be road maintenance, right? So I'll be able to remove. They didn't put a stoplight there, did they? No, there's not a stoplight there, so we're good. But this, I'm probably going to put some commercial there once that need gets built up again. Just because, what else do you want around a funeral home, right? Or a cemetery. Now we've got a bunch of people in here, but look at that. Our medium density has shot up. So, question becomes, well, where do you put in the medium density? And there's a couple different choices. I'm really thinking, why not just line the outside of these things with the medium density, right? Just, boom, one massive little block all the way on the outside of this neighborhood. And in reality, in my parents' neighborhood and all that, you have the houses on the inside, and generally apartments kind of line the outside by the main roadways. So that, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's plop that bad boy down. We got that one done. And now commercial is starting to creep back up. So we're going to go ahead and fill these blocks in right here with commercial. Now, I know at some point they're going to say not enough customers or something, just because they are right there and everything else is right here. But it's one of those things. It is what it is. I'll deal with it at a different time, right? So I'm going to go ahead and bring this road out because I know I'm going to need to, especially with the landfill coming into play. Let me just get at that distance. And I say that because this landfill is massive also. You know, scaling was not something they were too high point on. You can kind of tell. I wonder if it'll let us do that. No. No, it's not. But it should let me do it here. And it's getting kind of close to the people. I'm going to hit that right there. And now, for this actual landfill segment, I'm going to just come down and bring it around to basically about the train track. Yeah, we're going to get an incinerator plant and stuff like that at some point, so I'm not going to stress too much about that right now. We'll end up, like I said, this industry will probably end up moving anyways at some point. It's just one of those things to think about. $90 in. I'm going to break up the standard thing. Which side? I don't think it's really going to matter. Alright, so we got plenty of space for industry going all down that way. We got some more space for... now this is a main road, like I said, I really don't want to build stuff on that road. So the next time we start getting our commercial demand going up, we'll look to not go all the way through the thoroughfare, but I might actually come on this thoroughfare just, 3 blocks out, or go 4, and just go all the way down with it and kind of see how that looks. But I do know with the way this game operates, we're going to have to go ahead and get our new segment of residential areas going, so might as well just get prepared for that, right? That's our standard 112. Just marking my spots. Let me see the thing. 112 and over. No, that definitely ain't 90 degrees. That is okay though. I'm going to just bulldoze this little corner, and that's not at 90 degrees either. You gotta take a look at these things, you know, you really do. 112. Alright, this is kind of, I guess you could say, the more boring stuff that comes with the game. But it is all part of getting our grid laid out. Just something you have to do. I mean, I guess if you wanted to go with the grid, you don't really have to in that sense. I might as well just bring this thing out here. Make it 90. Yep. Beautiful. Let's see, how far is this? Well, that's not perfect. Nothing ever is. I mean, who are we kidding, folks? All the way down. 180. And here we go. Now, what I am trying to figure out also that I want to save room for is we are going to have to put in education, right? I know I mentioned it before with the schools, and actually this area, looks like a really good segment to put a school in. You know what I mean? Let me just measure out 112. But it does seem to fit just about perfectly. And right now, the way our city's set up, I can delete a lot of these roads at this point if I need to, because we'll start bringing stuff in coming up on this side and kind of work our way down. But I think once we get ready for a school, we can start putting the school in. You know, elementary school right around here, high school. Part of me wants to put the high school up here. So what I might want to go ahead and do is take this 4-lane road and kind of bring it up and around and basically curve it around to be a little bit closer. And then I'll work. Eventually we are going to connect our train station up to this. So we'll have to kind of take care of that once we get that part done. But look at our demand coming up. So right now we do have demand for some industrial. I'm not going to go overboard with it. I'm just going to put in a couple little blocks. That should actually cover that demand right there. And now then, medium density residential. And so I'm thinking I really kind of do want to just do that, you know, at this point. But first, let me fix that road up right here. Let me just fix this so we don't have to worry about doing that later. This is the 4-lane road. And come over here to continuous. I'm just going to measure that up to right there. And now we're going to go straight. 180 degrees. Beautiful. Alright. So that actually gives us a lot more space to play with over here as far as our zoning goes. So let's go ahead and get another little grid built up. 112. I know this wasn't 112, but still. 136. You try so hard, and yet this is 112. Oh well. It is what it is. I definitely do not measure these things out perfect. One, lack of patience. Two, just eyeballing it. Just don't always have the perfect eyeball for it. And as I found it, also where you put those little indicator things at. See how it has a 4-way? If you do it on the 2-way, it's slightly off from if you do the 4-way, which is right there. 90. Oh my god. Let me just delete. The pains of building in city skylines. Yeah, see. 90, and that's the reason why you get these little goofy zonage right around here. That really is the reason for that. Commercials jumping up. Do we really want a little shopping center? No. Yes. I'm doing it. I'm putting that in. We're about to throw down some low-density residential all through this little block. And actually, I'm going to connect this road up. Rock Musician Mansion, alright. I'm going to connect that road up right there. And I think we have enough space probably for one more grid if I had to bet. And we do. So that's what we're... Ooh, no, not the continuous. So that's what we are going to do, is one more little segment so I can put in some of that low density. And then really, I do think we would put high density in around where, you know, eventually we're going to put a train or railroad tracks and all that. I just have a feeling that's something we would do. Well, I'm kind of taking that from my cousin that lived in California at one point for a while. 90, 90. Come on, people. Oh my god. Our industrial's picking up. I don't care. I've got to get this stuff situated. My OCD's about to just start beating me down. It's really this one. Ah, that's odd. You know what? That may eventually become a park. That sounds like a good thing for that. So, boom. Alright. Medium density still there, so I am just going to put down a couple more right along this outside. I think commercial is probably going to go right there, and since we do have a little bit of a need for it, let's just pop that in. Industrial shooting back up. I'll be danged. Alright. Here's our industrial. And yeah, that should take care of it. If not, just one of those things should. I'm going to just put additional roadage. Just bring it on down. Alright. That's just some additional that's a really goofy looking corner. I've seen worse, so don't get me wrong. Just extra spaces for some industrial stuff to go. Well, we do have all of this space right here. I just want to be prepared for later on. Low density has crept up, but it's okay. It's kind of filling itself in. And we should be getting to level number 2 here fairly quickly. Alright, so let's see. We do have our medical clinic. We do have... whoa, do not build it. We got our garbage stuff. And I think next zoning segment we go through... In fact, let me go and delete this stuff out. Just for traffic flow purposes, I don't want to have too many, these coming on this road. Let this be a main drive is our big thing. So that's one of the biggest points of why also I don't want to have all these roads sticking out to the end. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start zoning some of this stuff. Not for industrial. See, some of these plots, if I'm not mistaken, are not anywhere near perfect. 2, 3, 4. Alright, there's you a 4x4. And there's you a 4x4. And then we're going to put in a little 4 there. And yeah, that'll be good for now. So let me go ahead and put in some low density because that's what we're needing at the moment. I'm going to fill those 2 rows up in that one. Alright, industrials wanting to come back up. Those spots haven't been built. I know it says they're being built, but they just haven't been built yet. Plus 14 out of 21 employees. It is what it is. Alright, we are right there. Come on. 5 more XP? You've got to be kidding me. Just give me my dang new expansion thing. Good lord, folks. Like, jeez. Come on, it's almost there. We're at tiny village. Small village, we will get all of these different things. And it's going to be time to start using some of our development points here. Coming up pretty quick. Let's have this come on through. Oh my goodness, the anticipation's killing me. Oh, good lord. Alright, I'll get it. Hey, a dead guy. Let's go check on that person. What? And they're having a bad day. Just out there waiting for the hearse. That's all they're doing. Leanne Rojas. Huh. What is it you do? You're a senior. Your spouse crapped out? Oh man, that's shabby. Hearse is there. He's gonna go straight back over to the cemetery and oh, there we go. We got it. Let's check out the progression panel. These are things we already saw, so it is what it is, right? We got us an ability to do some loans. We got some money. And yeah, kicking butt, taking names. That's what we're doing. It clicked off my hearse. It won't let me go back to see him. I was going to try to follow him all the way in. Damn it. Guy's a fast driver. Where did he go? There he is. Gotcha. Boom. Follow that hearse. It's a pretty straight drive. And actually, I kind of like how this is looking. Now, we have 0 stoplights in on these 2-lane roads, which I don't mind that. And like everybody's kind of mentioned right now with the stop signs, if you try to put stop signs, it puts it at every corner. So maybe those little corners right there might want to do that from now on, but we'll kind of see how we'll play around with that. And here we come into our very commercialized cemetery zone. Not that bad of a drive. Not that bad. Pretty good one. Pretty nice little city we got going on. Very commercialized area. It is what it is. Alright, in fact, so we do have, let me come to it. So, out of all this, we do have our development stuff. We got 3 points. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to look to use that in the next episode. We're going to go ahead and cut this one off right now since we have made it to Small Village. And we're going to look to get in the next episode all the way to Large and possibly even Grand Village. But that will all happen next time. So I'm going to leave everybody off here with this one. You get some nice little cinematic shots after this. And I will see y'all in the next episode. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit it already. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Or if your computer is like mine and gets hot as hell trying to play Cities Skylines. Doesn't overheat, just gets hot. Cities Skylines 2, that is. And I will see y'all in the next episode, everybody. So as always,